Welcome to your deep dive. We're going deep with this one, folks. It's Metal Gear Solid 2 time.
Oh, yeah, this one is a doozy.
But here's the thing. We're not diving into the awesome graphics or the crazy plot twists this time. We're going deeper. We're going meta.
We're talking memes, man.
Memes. All right. You're going to have to explain that one.
Okay, so the game came out in 2001, right? Way ahead of its time. And it was dropping some serious truth bombs about the future of information and how it might be used to manipulate us, which, let's be real, is like the name of the game in today's world, right?
It's true, sadly.
Yeah.
So set the stage for us. Metal Gear Solid 2. What's the vibe?
Information overload.
Yeah.
Drowning in it. Truth is slippery. Nothing is what it seems.
Is this familiar at all?
Chillingly so. MGS2, it uses this idea of memes.
Not just funny pictures on the internet.
No, but kinda. But the idea that ideas, behaviors, emotions, they can replicate and shape us just like genes.
Whoa.
And the internet, it's like this perfect breeding ground for these memes, right?
Okay, now that you mention it, I'm starting to feel a little meme-ified. And this is where it gets creepy. Those endless codec calls. It's like Kojima, the game's creator, predicted our obsession with junk data before smartphones were even a thing.
Right. It's unbelievable. Those codec calls, they're overflowing with these trivial details. And it's just like how we can get lost in the sea of information today.
It's true. Celebrity gossiped this, political scandal that completely missing the bigger picture.
Exactly. And when you're constantly distracted, well, you become easy to manipulate.
Just like Raiden. He was a choice.
It is a deliberate choice.
Okay.
Kojima knew. He knew fans would be like, where's Snake?
Yeah, where's Snake?
Right. Everyone's expecting Solid Snake, the legend, and instead, we get Raiden.
Not the same.
Not the same. So Kojima flips the script. Raiden's this inexperienced guy, always needing guidance, and he becomes the perfect stand-in for us, the player.
Okay. I've never thought about it like that.
We think we're in control, but are we? Or are we just following the narrative?
Just like Raiden.
Just like Raiden.
And then he falls for it. Hook, line, and sinker. The Patriots' lies. He buys it all.
Of course. It's all part of the plan. And it's unsettling, to say the least, because if it can happen to Raiden, it can happen to any of us.
Especially with the Patriots pulling the strings.
The Patriots. The ultimate puppet masters, right. Obsessed with controlling information.
They did give us that whole GW system, though.
Oh, yeah, GW for George Washington. Get it.
It's clever.
They wanted to filter everything, control what people see, what they think, everything.
Wait, hold on. Are you telling me they predicted social media algorithms and filter bubbles
Yeah.
back in 2001?
It's pretty wild, right? The Patriots, they understood. Control the information, control the people. Simple as that.
And in the age of the internet, that control, it's terrifyingly powerful. So if the Patriots control the information, are we just pawns in their game? No hope for Raiden.
Well, that's where things get really interesting, you see, because Metal Gear Solid 2, it's not all doom and gloom. It's a warning, sure, but it's also a challenge. Remember the S3 plan.
Solid Snake simulation. Yeah, the one to create all those super soldiers.
That's the one, but it's not just about the soldiers, is it? Think about it.
It's about, oh, I get it. It's about controlling the narrative.
Bingo. The Patriots, they didn't want to just control the events themselves. They wanted to control how those events were seen, how they were remembered, how they were perceived. They created this huge, elaborate simulation.
So they were manipulating Raiden.
Raiden, Solid Snake, even us, the players, all part of the plan, man.
Hold on. So the game we're playing, the story, it's all fake.
It's like Kojima's holding up a mirror, right?
Yeah.
Asking us, how much of this is real? What do you believe?
It's pretty meta when you think about it.
It's genius. He's using the language of video games to talk about real-world problems. Propaganda, misinformation, the media.
Okay, so when you put it like that, it's kind of brilliant.
Totally. And, we talk about the S3 plan and how they manipulate things in the game, but goes deeper than that. They were manipulating Raiden himself.
Shaping him through this whole experience.
Oh, exactly. Virtual reality training, psychological conditioning, even just the experiences they put him through, it was all curated.
To make him into the perfect soldier.
Well, the soldier they needed him to be, which you gotta admit is kind of terrifying when you think about it. It's like they were playing a real-life RPG with Raiden as their character.
Whoa. It makes you think, how much of who we are is shaped by stuff outside of our control? Like all the information we take in, even the entertainment we enjoy. Are we really in control, or are we just products of some big, elaborate narrative? Just like Raiden.
It's a question we all gotta ask ourselves, especially these days. Social media algorithms, personalized news feeds. Are we really seeing the whole picture?
So how do we break free? Any suggestions? Because right now I feel like I'm stuck in some digital echo chamber and I don't like it.
Hey, it's not all bad. Metal Gear Solid 2, it doesn't leave us hanging. Remember that last message from the
The
Patriots?
one about finding your own truth.
That's the one.
Ah.
They might have messed with Raiden, but they still urge him to think for himself, challenge everything.
So it's not about shutting out all information or becoming some cynical skeptic.
Not at all. It's about being critical, questioning everything, looking for those inconvenient truths.
Being our own snake, in a way.
There you go. We need to be aware of the forces at play. The algorithms, the echo chambers, the people trying to spin the narrative.
And then we can fight back.
We can try, right.
Right. So how do we do it? We're bombarded with information constantly. How can we even begin to cut through all the noise?
It's about being mindful, you know? Where does your information come from? Are you getting the full story or just a carefully curated version?
So it's not enough to just consume. We have to actively participate.
Exactly. And it's hard, man. It's a constant battle. But every little bit helps. Question that headline, you know? Seek out different perspectives, even if they make you uncomfortable.
Or just turn off the news and take a break.
Sometimes that's the best thing you can do. Give yourself time to think.
So it's like building up a resistance to it all, one thought at a time.
Exactly. But it's not all on us, right? I mean, there's a systemic thing going on here, too.
So what can we do about that?
We need to talk about it, openly and honestly. What role should technology play in our lives? How much power do we give to these algorithms?
Do we even have a choice at this point?
That's the question, isn't it? And honestly, that's why Metal Gear Solid 2 is still so important today. It's a wake-up call. We can't just sit back and let ourselves be controlled.
So we got to be more than just players in the game. We got to be the ones holding the controller.
Now you're getting it.
So we've talked about the Patriots, how they control information and how they manipulate Raiden. But he breaks free in the end, right? He makes his own choices. It's not all doom and gloom, is it?
You got it. Metal Gear Solid 2, it's not just a warning, you know? It's like a testament to how powerful individual choices can be. Even though Raiden was manipulated and pushed around, he still finds his own way in the end.
It's like the game is telling us no matter how much AI and simulations are out there, our choices still matter. Like we aren't just some lines of code in their program.
Exactly. And those choices we make, even the small ones, they can make a difference. They can mess with the system a bit, chip away at that control.
And they can inspire others. Speaking of which, that brings us back to memes, doesn't it? I mean, we talked about how memes can be used to manipulate us, but they can also be used to fight back too, right?
Oh, 100%. Think about all those social movements that use memes to get their message across and rally people up. It's a double-edged sword, that's for sure. Memes can control us or they can liberate us. All depends on who's using them.
So where do we go from here? What can we do to deal with all this information control and manipulation?
Metal Gear Solid 2 doesn't really give us all the answers, but it does give us hope. It reminds us that we're not totally powerless here.
So we can think for ourselves, question what we see and hear.
Yeah, and make choices that feel right, that line up with our own beliefs and values.
It's about taking back control, right? Being more aware of what information we're taking in, being careful about what we believe.
Exactly. Don't just accept what's being thrown at you. Question it. Be a little skeptical. And hey, if you see some new evidence, don't be afraid to change your mind. That's what being a critical thinker is all about, and it's super important these days.
It really is. This has been an awesome deep dive. It's amazing to think that a game about giant robots and government conspiracies could be so relevant to our world today.
Metal Gear Solid 2, it's more than just a game. It's a reflection of our world and a warning about where we could end up.
So the next time you're playing your favorite game or scrolling through social media or even just chatting with friends, remember the lessons from Metal Gear Solid 2.
Question everything. Think for yourselves. You've got more power than you think.
That's our show for today, everyone. This was Your Brain on Metal Gear Solid 2. Keep it critical, and we'll see you next time.